Yeah. I'm
I
in the office today.
I continually forget though. Like,
Oh, that I have fish.
did those come from an old roommate?
The tank did, and the original setup of the fish did come from a former roommate who moved out of country and was having a nervous breakdown about what to do with their fish. And I said, "Fear not, I shall take the fish." But then those fish died. So then I got new fish, and their names are Jack and Frederick. And I think you can see Jack right there.
Nice.
Yeah,
Are they
because they're
named
named after
after?
Jack the Ripper, and then Frederick Frederick Aberline, who was the detective who tried to chase down Jack the Ripper. It's fun because
So that
they're fancy goldfish, and Jack has a big long tail. So it's like he's wearing the cloak or whatever. And Frederick's always behind him, like he's chasing after him, but he never quite catches him
uh,
because he probably went to America or whatever.
are they like beta fish or something?
No, you can't, dude. We've talked about this multiple times. You cannot have two beta fish in the same tank.
Uh,
They don't work that way.
I think that you can. I think some people can do
No,
it.
dude, you have to have like a large amount of water and like a glass thing that you put down in between because they're fighting fish, dude.
Hmm,
They're fighting fish. They want to fight each other.
I don't know.
Oh,
Someone write in and tell us.
yeah, somebody let us know out there. Oh, hey, by the way, welcome
Oh yeah, yeah. Welcome to Tin Hat Time. Shit.
to Tin Hat
Tin
Time. That's
Hat
what time it is.
Time.
It's Tin Hat Time.
Genuinely
Tin
forgot.
Hat. Tin
Uh,
Hat. Tin Hat.
I
Yeah, I'm. Do it. Say your name.
no. You say yours first because it's technically first in the show.
No, you say my name.
That's Hannah.
Yes. Hi, I'm Hannah, and that over there's Megan.
Yay!
Yeah,
Hello.
and this is Tin Hat Time, the
Welcome
podcast where we
everybody.
talk about strange and unusual and my fish.
Yeah, and the fish. So which could I mean that kind of encompasses strange and unusual. You
Yeah,
know.
it's amazing that I've kept fish alive for as long as I have. I'm actually pretty good at fish. I don't know why I said that. I'm really good at fish, which
Yeah.
is why I know that you can't put two beta fish in the same fucking tank, dummy.
I kept my fish alive for a long time until I think you took it and then it died.
No, you. Okay, you guys, dear listeners, we lived in the house together, so Megan is giving herself credit for refilling Paul Newman the fish's tank,
Uh,
which she did not do. I did.
no, no. I messed up on that tank a few times.
Do you remember the time
When
that
you
you
want to be
let your
cheap,
nephew dump in, like you're like, oh, do you want to feed the fish? And he just dumped an entire thing in, and then Paul Newman
yeah,
the fish had to live in a literal bowl for 3 days.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My nephew dumped the entire fish food container in. To be fair, though, I think it didn't have like a shaker top. It was just like a little
Yeah, but
one
who
that was
handed it to
open.
the 3-year-old?
I think he was like 5 then.
That's
No, maybe
not
he's like
better.
4. I don't know. But still, he was old enough to know. Maybe not. I don't
No,
know.
you were.
I should have supervised him.
Yeah, you really
Poor,
like
poor
here,
fish.
kid, go
Poor
over there,
fish,
play
Paul
with the
Newman.
fish. Poor Paul
So,
Newman.
no.
R.I.P. Paul Newman, the human and the fish.
Yeah, both. Both.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, do you think that they're in the Great Fish Pond in the sky together?
Maybe. I don't know. Paul Newman was an
Mm,
interesting guy. So,
right. Oh, but
good
speaking
person.
of weird things in the sky, do you
Oh.
wanna do you wanna hear what I've prepared for you today?
I I I would love to hear what you prepared for me
Awesome.
today
Excellent,
about
excellent,
weird things in the
excellent.
sky.
So, I have been wanting to do a series this summer on aliens and different like UFOs, sightings and encounters and all that kind of stuff. And that involved me doing a lot of research into um, kind of like some of the background information that's helpful for one to just have in their noggin before they're getting into like, deep in dives deeper into creepy alien stuff. What is this face that you're making over there?
Was gonna say how deep because you just kept making this like weird sort of vagina motion while
Stop! No,
saying deeper. Like I
deeper,
just
deeper.
why are you putting your
Uh,
hands together like that?
no,
Like just
because it's
touching
like that's because
your
you're because of
fingertips
the
because
dive
you're gonna dive
to
deeper.
dive. But if I put my hands up, you can't see it. So I was trying to do it. I was trying to do it down there. I was trying to make a better visual for our audio to have. But yeah, so I
Uh,
wanted to tell everybody today a little bit about encounters. What kind of encounters there are out there. because we've all heard of, there's that classic film, 1977, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what that means either.
do you not know what the encounters are?
No, I know
Like what the
you've told me before, but I don't know the different stages of
Yeah,
encounters.
I get drunk and talk about this more often than I should. Um, yeah.
I love it.
I'm just yeah, it's one of those things where having a beer and a joint nearby, it's like no, but listen to me. Heineck knows what he's talking about. So yeah, mostly that's who we're gonna start off with. Like to introduce you to one of my friends, J. Allen Hynek. I don't know why I said he was my friend. He's super dead. Um, he worked on Project Sign and Project Blue Book. I know we've talked a lot about Project Blue Book together, you and I.
Yeah.
But for our listeners, so you're not sure, Project Sign was the kind of the original um, military and government. What am I looking for here? It's
Alien
they were
Project?
looking, kinda, yeah. They were like, people keep reporting UFOs. I don't know what a UFO is. Let's figure it out. Well, and
I
then they
love
went
the
into
Muppet
Project Blue
voice.
Book. Thank you. They went into Project Blue Book where they were like, all right, yeah, there's definitely something out there. And so Hynek was originally put onto Project Blue Book, and when he first started off, he was very skeptical. He was like, this shit is only reported by uncredible people. It's not shit to be taken seriously. This is something that we should really dismiss. And later into his work, he ended up kind of flipping his opinion on that,
Oh.
and being like, "No, this is real. This is legit. We should be using the scientific method to study it." He thought that the open ridicule of the study of UFOs was shameful and shouldn't be that way. That it's one of those things that they should use the scientific method to debunk. It's not that he necessarily believed every single person who came up and was like, "I saw it in the sky," but he wanted to use the scientific method to rule it out because he realized that there were things that we could not describe or could not define scientifically, and he was really down to try to make it a credible research thing. Unfortunately, early in his career, he made a few statements and did some things that, like he was the first person to posit swamp gas, but
Oh.
as exactly, which he later regretted because he said for one case, something in Michigan happened, and he was like, it is possible that some of these people saw swamp gas. And the people went, it's all swamp gas. The doctor said it was swamp gas. You're an idiot. Ah.
Yeah.
So, he later, like I said, he later really regretted even saying the word swamp and gas in that order, because it's never gone away. Even to this day, you hear people go into swamp gas. It's like there's
Yeah.
not like remember when we did Brown Mountain Lights? They were
Mhm.
like, oh, it's swamp gas. Then there's not a fucking swamp up there.
Yeah, we did talk about that. I forgot about that.
There's no fucking swamp on Brown Mountain.
No.
Anyway, so in 1972, J. Allen Hynek wrote The UFO Experience, a scientific inquiry, which is on its way to me now from a local bookstore. Don't shop Amazon. Um, and that in that book, he describes the 6 types of encounters, which are sometimes referred to as Hynek's scale, and they were popularized by the 1977 film Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And the scale as follows, in increasing proximity are nocturnal lights, daylight discs, and visual radars, which are all greater than 500 feet away. And I'll give some examples of each of these after I go through
Okay.
um, what they are. And then, so those are all ones that are like they're further away. Those are not considered to be close encounters. Close encounter means that it's something that is within 500 feet of you or 150 meters if you're one of our international listeners. Sup, y'all. Um, so the close encounter means that like it's got to be like it says in the fucking title, close. It needs to be close to you. You have to be able to see it, and there should be some significant detail. Like you can be like the Phoenix Lights were not an example of a close encounter of the first kind. They're more an
Interesting.
example of the nocturnal lights, because while it was a mass sighting that had a lot of different things going on, like that one actually gives a really good nocturnal lights and then the radar visual um thing altogether. I have to stop drinking beer while I record. Like I just keep burping. It's
Yeah.
awful. Um
I don't hear it, so you're good.
Oh, that's good. Oh, good. But yeah, so the Phoenix Lights, since they nobody saw what was, they weren't like, holy shit, it's a craft.
Yeah.
Like they weren't like, these are clearly the landing lights. We can see the nuts and bolts of this UFO.
Yeah.
That kind of
Details.
thing. So that, and it wasn't close enough. It wasn't close enough in like down onto the ground. Like it was looked like it was this big, gigantic, huge thing. But people said it was a couple of football fields up in the air.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So it was pretty far away. So Phoenix Lights is not a close encounter. That's a better example of the nocturnal lights. Um, and daylight discs are things that are, you see the little um I think I'll just give the examples as we go because this is fun for me. Um, so the
So
daylight disc example, like, is
what
what?
what type of an encounter is a daylight disc?
These are. It's also not a close encounter. So daylight discs, that would be like spotting a UFO during the daytime, but it's
S-
going to be further than 500 feet away,
Okay.
and it'll look more like a moving blob, like some of like those Tic Tac videos that have come out, um,
Oh,
that sort of a thing.
I thought you were trying to say TikTok.
No, I wasn't, because
We're
I
not all
actually
addicted to it.
no, I'm not addicted to TikTok. I do spend way too much of my time looking into like, what are the TikToks? Where did they come from? What
Yeah.
do they do?
No, now I know what you're talking
What do
about.
they want?
That's right. We
Do
talked
you?
about that.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Those ones are also not quite close encounters.
Okay.
Um, and like the radar visual kind of thing is kind of like how where the Phoenix Lights were visible, but they were not coming up on radar.
Okay.
So like that, or it could be something where like the opposite is happening, where something's coming up on radar, but you can't see it. Where something's coming up on radar, but like what the fuck is actually happening?
It's
So and those
invisible.
are all things that would have been like the big the big qualifier is how close it is. Hence the close in the title of it. So
Okay.
close encounter of the first kind is a visual sighting of closer than 500 feet or 150 meters that has considerable detail to it. So some fun examples of close encounters of the first kind would be something like the Gulf Breeze incident, when Ed Walters claimed to see a UFO and then photographed it.
Took a picture?
Photographed. Jesus Christ.
Took a picture of it. Okay.
I said photographied it,
Yeah,
but
he
okay.
photographed it.
Yeah. He took photography the fuck right up out of that thing.
Yeah.
And then another good example of a first of kind of a deal would be the O'Hare International Airport sightings in 2006, when they would saw an unlit saucer taking off in a rapid vertical rise, like just shooting straight up.
Oh.
So yes, yes, very strange. There's yeah, yeah. So like our first encounter type deal, like that one's not the scariest to me,
No.
but no, the close encounters of the second kind, um, and so like they all get a little bit more intense. So the
Okay.
close encounters of the second kind are the sightings of a UFO with a physical effect. So this is something that happens either environmentally, that happens to you in your physical body, like there's a physiological sort of an effect to it. Like sometimes people report feeling paralyzed. Sometimes people report that they're overheated. And this comes along usually like alongside a UFO sighting. Um, there are equipment malfunctions or interferences, that sort of stuff, like the cases where like your phone won't work and you can't take the picture, the camera just shuts off at the exact time, that kind of thing can be attributed to the electromagnetic pulse like bullshit that aliens do, where they fuck up all the electronics a
Yeah.
lot of the times. Yeah.
Yeah.
um
I know what you're talking about.
and then there can be like animal reactions. Like I said, there's physiological reactions such as like paralysis, overheating. That's like when you find scorched marks on the ground, like in the Rendlesham Forest incident, which is kind of like, what's neat is that some of them, like they fall into there's multiple qualifiers, like Rendlesham Forest incident was started off as a close encounter of the first, then it went to the second, and then it went to the third. Like it got more so. Kind of the same thing with like Skinwalker Ranch and Betty and Barney Hill, those sorts of things, which are all fun and exciting topics that I cannot wait to cover this summer on my alien abduction series. I'm really looking forward to it. It's alien time, bitches. Yeah. Um, and then some fun examples of close encounters of the second kind
Okay.
include the Trans en Provence or the Trans en Provence case in France. When Renato Nicolai saw two inverted bowl shaped, so like a flying saucer type flying object, and it flew all around in Trans-en-Provence, and it left circular traces on the ground. Another example of it would be the Charles Whitted incident or Childs Whitted incident in 1948 when commercial airline pilots Childs and Whitted reported that their plane very nearly collided with a UFO.
Oh, damn. I've never heard
Yeah, and like
that.
UFO, yeah, I found a lot of ones that I was not super familiar with. And I'm very excited about it. But there are also like there's a lot of cases of UFOs colliding with airplanes. The Kiame incident in Mexico. Um, this one here, the Charles Whitted incident. I keep saying Charles because I cannot read my own fucking handwriting. Childs and Whitted incident. My eyes look like ours.
It's okay.
I don't know.
You'll get through it.
Yeah. Will we?
You just need to type them out next time. That's okay.
I don't like to. No.
So he can
Mm,
read them. It's kind of helpful.
no. I
So
just need to slow
these
down
are
and write better.
encounters of the second kind. Is that what? Or
Yes.
okay, so
So
we haven't
there's
gotten to
like
third kind yet.
no. We're gonna get into the third kind here soon. And then there are the
Sweet.
fourth, fifth, and sixth kinds as well. And then there's a whole bunch of sub kinds. There's a lot of shit that's happening here, dude. There's a lot of alien information that's just all up in our faces.
I just want to make really inappropriate jokes. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's the fifth kind, the butt stuff. I just
Actually, I think that's more of the third kind.
Oh, okay.
Fourth.
Okay.
Third and fourth kinds.
It's like bases,
We'll get there.
basically. Okay.
Yeah, don't you worry, Megan. We'll get to the butt stuff.
Once again, Anal Bead Company sponsor us. Just
oh my god. For those of you not watching along, I just got beer up my nose laughing at Megan.
You're welcome.
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. We'll get to the butt stuff. Anal beads. Oh, with a little alien on the end of them.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Perfect. It's perfect shit. Oh my god. You're a monster.
The beads are just all like the knuckle fingers, like on the finger. It's
oh,
just an
it looks
alien
like,
finger.
Like ET's hands.
Yeah. ET, but with a fuck ton of knuckles.
I don't want that. You know? Like I know that like, and I'm not here to kink shame. Whatever it is that you guys are into out there, that's dope and it's great and good for you. But I don't.
Yeah, Hannah's dad.
Oh man. I hope he's given up on this. I hope he listened to like 4 episodes and was like, well, I was a supportive father. Now I can be done. Please, Daddy, just leave. I hope he's left already. No, not really, Dad. I love you very much. Whatever. What are we gonna do? Oh,
we're at second kind. I'm sorry, I'm throwing you off.
You're throwing me off really hard, dude.
I got jokes.
No, that's perfect. You're amazing. Yeah, so like animal reactions. So it's like when your dog's like barking at stuff and like, or like, it's not quite cattle mutilation level. That's like more like sixth kind. We'll get there.
Okay.
So the close encounters of the third kind is when it's an alien. When you see it, You see the critter. Holy fucking shirt balls. There is an alien here. And that's when you know it's a close encounter of the third kind, when it goes like, ew, at you. Um, and yeah. So the some of the third kind, close encounters of the kind, are the close encounter of I think it's just Cusack.
Joan or John?
No, it's a place in France,
Oh, okay.
but I think it's just Cusack. Just all? I don't know. But there's a young
It's
brother and
okay.
sister, and they saw a brilliant sphere, and within it, they saw like the shadowy outlines of like four black occupants while they were herding. Jesus. While they were herding cattle outside of their village of Cusack in 1967.
Oh.
So that one counts as a close encounter of the third kind because they saw the creatures in there. And then at the UFO Memorial in Ängelholm, Sweden, in 1946, Gosta Carlson reported seeing a flying saucer and its alien passengers. Um, and then one that I'm really excited to do a full-fledged deep dive into very soon is the Flatwoods Monster, which I hadn't really heard about until today. And then I just started really going into like I was like, I need to like organize these into kinds. And then I was like, the Flatwood Monster.
Yeah. You
What?
started to go deep
What?
on that one, huh?
Yes, so deep. So yeah, in Flatwoods, West Virginia, there's 6 boys and a woman reported seeing a UFO land, and then they saw a spade-headed creature near the site, which is fucking terrifying.
That's
Like
interesting.
that's a lot. It's a lot scarier than like the Greys or whatever.
Yeah.
Spade-headed? What does that mean?
I don't know. I've never heard of an alien that looks like that. That's
No,
spade headed.
yeah. Like, is it gonna dig? What's it doing? Is it a squid? Because squids kind of look like a spade.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, right? It's like some Stranger Things shit.
Yeah, for real.
Um,
I don't know why I imagined this alien though, like in a silver, like skin tight suit for whatever fucking reason. I feel like when I think of
oh yeah,
aliens,
no,
like
absolutely. I
this.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing a shovel,
Also,
honestly.
just to circle back though, so the kids in France that saw a ship, right, with
Mm-hmm.
passengers, is that
Mm-hmm.
around the same area that the other dude in France saw stuff?
Oh,
Because I mean,
I
it's
don't know why you would ask me that.
I'm just interested
That
because
was fucking rude, dude.
I mean, oh, is it?
Why? Why would I know? Did you think I looked at a map today? Did you think that I did my research and I pulled out a map of France and then looked at it and then put a little ruler down to see how far away they were and then compared it to the
I just think that's
to the little
interesting
scale
because
thing?
I mean, if it's close
No, it
by
is
or
interesting.
something,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
relative to America,
Um,
it's a small country, so
I don't know. Is it? Is France all that small? I feel like
it's,
it's pretty decently sized.
I think it's smaller than Texas.
I was literally just wondering how many Texases were in France. I think it's bigger than Texas.
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it while we're talking.
Yeah, you
It's
Google that.
gonna bother me.
Um, so yeah, so we have the close encounters of the first kind, which are the visual sightings closer than 500 feet. All of the close encounters have to be within 500 feet. Then the second kind, like I was saying, which is the sighting of the UFOs with a physical effect, and like something that's like in this realm. And then the third kind is when there are aliens. Ah! Um,
Do you want to know the answer to the
yeah,
France question?
yeah.
France is smaller than Texas. It's
Really?
like 2 Colorados is
I don't know how big Colorado is.
it's not that big. But yeah, I guess it's
You can drive across it in like 6 hours. You can drive across France in 6 hours.
um
I
yeah,
feel
I
like we
think
as Americans have no concept of like how small other countries are.
well, I think that European countries, I mean, you can travel around, like it's like going state to state for us. I think that's
Yeah.
why, a lot of people find America interesting is because we're so fucking huge. And I don't know, we're also just like a bunch of mini countries, but yet the same.
Yeah, we really are.
Mm. Are
Hang
you
on
looking it
one
up now
second.
too?
No, I lost my close encounter scale thing. Hang on. I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
Doodly doo. Okay, so the close encounter of the fourth kind is a UFO event in which the human is abducted by a UFO or its occupants.
Oh,
So it wasn't included in the original one. So this one came up with Jacques Vallée, argued in the Journal of Scientific Exploration. The fourth kind should refer to cases when witnesses experience a transformation of their sense of reality. So to as include non-abduction cases where absurd, hallucinatory, or dreamlike events were associated with UFO encounters. Um,
interesting.
so yeah, so you either have to be taken or you have to like have a total shift in like the Travis Walton thing, which I'm not sure if you know much about that, but that's another one that we're going to talk about pretty extensively in the future is
Sweet.
the Travis Walton incident. Um, because he was a logger who was abducted and I think he disappeared for like a number of days. And then when he came back, he was like, yeah, no, they did things to me. The movie Fire in the Sky is about what happened to him, but they changed a lot of like his actual lived experiences,
Interesting.
allegedly.
It always happens in the
Alleged.
woods, though.
What?
Stay out of the woods.
Yeah, that one happened in the woods. Because usually it seems we were talking about that is that a lot of the sightings and incidents happen in the desert or on the ocean because it's a little bit more open. But in doing a little bit more looking into like the second and third kinds, a lot of shit happens in the woods too. A lot of weird shit happens in Bavaria.
Interesting.
I didn't know.
I
I don't
didn't.
know why. I didn't think of Bavaria and like Germany and like the black. I don't know why, because as I'm saying, I'm like the Black Forest is just like right there. And like I feel like that's where scary things started.
That's
So
true.
yeah. And then clicking back over to my things. Sometimes I type them. A close encounter of the fifth kind is a UFO event that involves direct communication between aliens and humans. This type of encounter was named by ufologist Stephen Greer's group, CSETI, and is described as bilateral contact experience, says through conscious, voluntary, and proactive human initiated cooperative communication with extraterrestrial intelligence.
Dang. So is that like sending a beacon up and having someone respond to it, sort of a thing?
Yes, I feel like that, yes. Is that when you're like trying to communicate with them or like maybe being like super hippy dippy and you've lit your candles and you've got your crystals on your
Yeah.
body to communicate with your alien friends.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not gonna do that.
I mean,
It feels dangerous.
if you ever watch that one documentary I told you to, they talk about having a psychic connection with aliens.
Oh, I've watched so many fucking YouTube videos about people with their psychic connection to aliens that I feel like my brain is melting out of my ears. Like I've said a few times, I have become impossible to be around. I had to take a deep breath in and release it several times this past weekend when I was in Las Vegas with Nick and his family. Oh my God, so much fun. But they'd be like, oh, and then I'd be like, did you know that there's an alien something or other that happened like not too far off from here? And like, I just know too much about aliens and they're just in my brain all the time, always. And yeah, there's
It's
lights over the
endearing.
deserts, you guys.
So,
There's
when
lights
you
over the desert.
just pat your head and go, "Okay, Hannah."
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Um, yeah, it was really fun. It's a good time. Be like, oh my God, have you guys never heard of Betty and Barney Hill? No, sit down. Let me tell you about this. It's real. You can't trust your government.
I still
Um,
think of the Flintstones.
I know you still think of the Flintstones.
Although I think it was Betty and Barney Rubble.
It
Rebel?
is Betty
Rubble.
and Barney Rubble.
Rubble.
Yeah, they're
Rubble.
Fred and Wilma Flintstone's best friends.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Did Betty and
And then
Barney
there are
Hill.
the close encounters of the sixth kind. And that's when the death of a human or animal is associated with UFO sightings.
Oh,
Um, intrusive and parasitic attachment by extraterrestrial consciousness, or when you're like inadvertently channeling aliens. Um, so like what the hell is on that? Skinwalker Ranch and like those big Utah flaps and that kind of stuff. Those could be considered a close encounter of the sixth kind because like at the Skinwalker Ranch incident, like the dude's dog. Sorry guys, but the dog was killed.
Yeah.
The aliens got the dog. Cattle mutilation, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
It definitely
Yeah.
thought of Skinwalker Ranch, but I mean, I thought it was a lot of like cattle mutilations is kind of, and seeing weird stuff in the sky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. Cattle mutilation it's very strange. That's a weird thing. I'm not sure that it's always aliens, obviously. And then there is the Close Encounters of the Seventh Kind, which is the creation of a human alien hybrid,
oh,
which
oh,
one lady says she did with her husband Aorg.
I'm sorry. What is her husband an
Aorg?
alien?
Uh-huh.
Aorn. Is he like a tall
Uh-huh.
white or something, or
I don't know.
we don't know the type of
I
alien he
had
is?
to I had to click away because it was time to start recording. I was like, Jesus Christ. So many amazing things for us to deep dive into in
Yeah,
this
no
summer.
kidding.
The summer of aliens.
Oh.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And so that's like the first kind of, what is that, 7, 8, 9, 10 kinds of encounters that you can have. I feel like I have seen nocturnal lights. Um and that's it. I've never had a close encounter, unfortunately, not yet. Fingers crossed
Got to
for
start
one of these
channeling them.
days. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to like be out and look up and be like, oh, it's there. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, honestly, I don't know if I do because I feel like everybody who has like some sort of like an alien interaction, weird bad shit happens. Like some people's like dicks fall off and like I know I don't have
Oh,
a dick, but like yeah, no shit, dude.
what?
Yeah. Like you can get like weird radiation shit and your dick will melt off. I don't want that to happen to my
Nice.
non-existent dick, but still, it feels like there's some sort of an equivalent.
Your
I don't want
titties?
anything melting off.
Don't want your
No,
titties to just get melted off.
no, thank you. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
I like how you like
Yeah.
clutched yourself, like just like no.
No, I don't want
Uh,
that to happen. And then there's also the Blocher subtypes, which were organized and proposed by Ted Bolcher. Blocher, Bloecher. I'm gonna go with Blocher.
okay, let's do it.
Um, and so he proposed 6 subtypes. So you could say like, oh, I have a close encounter of the third kind, and it's a B. So it goes A, B, C, D, E, F. There's A, which is a board, which is an entity that's observed inside the craft. So these would all be third kind. Most of these I think would be third kind and beyond. So like they're kind of like subgroups of the third kind.
Okay.
Because if you're seeing an alien, then it's a close encounter of the third kind. And then there's a B, which is both entity observed both inside and outside of the craft.
Okay, like the spade head guy, right?
Yeah, where they saw. I was just about to say that one. Yeah, the Flatwoods monster. Because they saw the UFO land and then they saw him come out. There's the C for close. So there's an entity observed close to the craft, but not going in or out of the craft. Like you can see the craft and then you can see the critter, and you're just like, what is it? Fuck. And then you probably run back to your farmhouse to get your shotgun, and then come back out and be like, I know what I saw. I knew it was out here, Susan. And then Susan's like, oh, Ted, I told you, you've got to not drink all those Bud Lights before 6 p.m. Jesus Christ. Bop, bop, bop. But you know what you saw, Ted.
Was that like a Men in Black scene? It kind of sounds like the Men in Black,
It did
the
kind of, didn't it?
where what's his face goes out to check the crash site and then he
Yeah,
comes in and he
I
needs
just
sugar
saw
water.
sugar water.
Yeah.
Sugar water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I did just kind
Yeah.
of do that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
It is. It's a good shit. It's good. I don't think I've seen that movie since I was a kid because I want it to still be good.
I think it still is.
Is it? I'm not sure. Write in and let us know if you think that The Men in Black is still a good movie, if it holds up.
You should do a post
Tell
on
me.
Instagram, see if people will respond.
Yeah, maybe. Um, and then there's the D, which is direct, which is an entity is observed. There's no UFO, but sightings have been reported in the area.
Hmm.
There's E, excluded, where there's an entity observed, but there's no UFO, and there are no sightings that have been reported. And then there is F for frequents, where there's no entity nor craft witnessed, but the subject experiences intelligent communication.
Hmm.
So that's like
Interesting.
when you like, I guess, like feel the light kind of a deal. Um, so there's just a lot of different ways to classify your alien interactions. And there's a lot of different things that could fall under these categories. Like I've never fully like ruled out that Mothman is an alien and that
Okay.
like all the stuff that kind of happens around Mothman or that aliens are interdimensional rather than intergalactic or extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Is that it's all dimensions that are here on this plane on this planet conceivably. I don't know how it works. I'm not sure.
Do we want to speculate wildly for a moment?
Yeah, it's absolutely. It is time for some wild ass speculation.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I think, all of the different forms of encounters, if you go with was it last podcast on left when they do the Skinwalker Ranch, they talk about
Mhm.
there's, supposedly like 40,000 or something, different types of there's a fuck ton of different classifications of aliens, like different types. So,
Yeah,
it's more than reasonable to think, right? If we assume that logic that that is true, um that all these different instances are with different types of aliens,
yeah.
that it's just
I also
different
don't know
ones.
that assuming that those are true is logical.
No, no, I'm just assuming that logic, right? Not
Right, right,
that
right,
it's
right, right.
logical, but
Right,
assuming
right, 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 right.
that
Right.
is the case. So I do think the interdimensional thing is really interesting. I probably talk about that type of thing too much because I feel like we can only perceive the dimensions that we can perceive. So it's not, I don't think it's
Mhm.
unreasonable to think that there are dimensions that we cannot perceive. So there are
Yeah,
beings that we cannot perceive. So,
or cannot always perceive
yeah.
um or perceive very differently. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of ties into like just religion too, right?
Mhm.
Believing anything is
Yeah.
something we can't always perceive. So,
One other thing that I thought was neat and weird that I wasn't aware of were the Jesus Christ, Chicago O'Hare International sightings in 2006. Because right fucking now, you know what's going on in Chicago right now, right?
no.
Mothman, dude, Mothman.
I don't really know
Mothman's in
about
Chicago.
Mothman. I
What? Oh
You
my
said
God, we're
that
gonna
and
get
I was
Angela
like,
on here.
I don't really know. I don't really know about
Oh,
Mothman.
okay, okay, okay.
So,
Angela, hit us up. We're gonna have you on. Um, because the Mothman, holy shit, dude, holy shit. The Mothman scares the fuck out of me. I'm a little bit scared to go too far into it because, like, that's like one of those ones where, like, if you look too far into the abyss, it looks back into you,
do
kind
you
of a
want to
situation.
summarize what it is though for me?
Oh, it's a creature thing. It's got eyes and wings
Okay.
and it shrieks. And it was in West Virginia for a while. There's that movie, The Mothman Prophecy,
Okay.
with Richard Gere and Deborah Messing. I forgot she was in that movie. That's right.
Oh,
Um,
that's interesting.
yeah, but she's not in it for very long.
Did she die by the hands of the Mothman?
Kind of, maybe.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if one could give spoilers on a 30-year-old film at this point, but yes. Um,
Eh, probably not.
Yeah. Actually, like, yeah, because the Mothman sightings of West Virginia, like the big one, people were seeing the Mothman and a bunch of weird shit happening. And then what was it called? Silver River, Silver City, something, Silver something. A bridge collapsed and like a bunch of people died, like 37 people or something like that. Went into alert on Christmas Eve. Um, Point Pleasant, Point Pleasant. That's where they were. They were in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I knew that if I just kept saying things in my brain over and over again, I would eventually get it out.
Get that
Um,
connection.
yeah, dot, dot, dot it right on up.
Yeah.
But I have always, and like the Mothman sightings came along with sightings of Men in Black and like this weird entity called Injured Cold, and who like just like all sort, like I don't even like saying it. It's like, oh, it makes me feel like he's gonna show up at my house. I'm gonna start getting weird phone calls again because I was looking into the Mothman for too long and I started getting weird phone calls, so I stopped.
It's
Um,
probably just your FBI agent messing with you.
Oh yeah, no, it's probably just NSA Steve, who's so sick of having to keep me on the fucking list because I won't like. How long does it take a body to dissolve in lime?
Yeah.
Um, because I can't
But
keep it.
then
I don't
also like
remember.
the next one is tell me about the Phoenix Lights. Like just like
Yeah, I'm like
uh,
Jesus Christ, kid,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. What everything to do about Albert Fish? How did he do it? Could he have gotten away with that today?
God.
Um,
Uh,
yeah. Oh man, my search history is sad and scary.
yeah.
Um,
It's I think most women's honestly. I don't know. Maybe if
I
you
don't
like true
know.
crime. No,
Yeah, probably.
I
I
guess
don't know,
there's some people who have nice search history.
I don't
Or
know.
like how
I
to
look
make
up.
pumpkin spice syrup at home. So, I don't know.
Why would you make that at home though? Why would you make syrup? Feels like a weird thing to make.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think making syrup's that strange. Like
Okay.
no, as like an additive or like making a glaze. Like I feel like am I bougie? Am I that bougie person?
I
But I'm
I
also very cheap. Like I don't
yeah, I don't know, dude. I've never considered like making my own pumpkin spice glaze.
like I made like a oh god, I am that person cuz
Yeah.
I I made like a pineapple simple syrup for for a drink.
Oh fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, fuck
Like
yeah. Okay. Oh, if we're talking about putting, yeah,
yeah,
like a
like I'm talking
simple
about like
okay.
syrup to like put in your coffee or like
Gotcha,
you
gotcha,
know,
gotcha. Ooh, is
like
pineapple good in coffee? I bet that's really gross.
I didn't try it in coffee. No, I did try it. It was gross. It was gross in
Yeah.
coffee. It was
Cause like
awful. Don't do
I
that.
like the coconut creamer, but I just felt like a pina colada one. That's not the way to do it, you know?
No,
Um,
that's why you probably don't see that in stores. So it's that doesn't get
Probably
out of
not.
testing.
Ooh, that just
So
made me feel gross.
yeah, don't
Did
do
you have pineapple
pineapple.
coffee?
We got real off
No,
track.
we did. The
Anywho,
Mothman. Um, um, but like the Mothman and like all that stuff that goes around it, I have always thought that that was more of an alien entity rather than a here.
spirit. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I
or
don't think he's
here
a
or a
ghost.
monster,
Yeah,
cryptid,
cryptid. Yeah,
cryptid. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We know what we're talking about, guys.
yeah.
That's
I
why
always
we
want to
have
say
15
cryptic.
followers.
Yes.
Cryptic. Yeah, it's just a cryptic. You know, it's fine. Bigfoot's a cryptic. I know a lot about cryptics. Um, but yeah, so I kind of wanted to, like I said, go over a little bit about like what a close encounter was, like that Hynek scale of the closing. Also, J. Allen Hynek is a fascinating fucking dude. And like I said, his book is on its way to me, because I would really like to do a very deep dive into this guy, his life, how things all worked out for him, and mostly like how he went from not believing in any way, shape, or form in UFOs and just being like, this is bullshit, to later regretting that he was really the one who kind of made it a disreputable um, scientific study. Like at
Yeah.
first, he was just very callous about it, and then like later he's like, I kind of fucked up, you guys. We shouldn't just be dismissing this. That this shouldn't be just a across the board. It doesn't exist kind of a thing. Like we need to be using the scientific method. We need to be exploring these things deeply. We need to go into it. We need to find out what the fuck is up out there, and is it coming for our buttholes?
Yeah. Important questions to ask.
It is an important question. So I guess we didn't get to the butt stuff today,
We didn't.
but that's a
I
nice
got
little
to it
teaser
though.
for next
So
week. Yeah.
yeah. I, yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I'll figure it out.
No, probably I have a whole stack of alien shit just ready to go. Just ready for you guys. Yeah. You just throw alien all over your faces. Get it. I'm hyperactive today. Can you
I
tell
can
that I've
tell.
had cold brew coffee? I've only had like 8 cups of coffee and I'm still roaring off of the high of being in Las Vegas. Um,
Um,
Yeah, 'cause I'd
do
never
you?
been before. It was really fun.
Yeah. No, I liked when you
Yeah,
told me about it earlier. I thought it sounded really cool.
yeah, it was good
The one
times.
place that you went. What's that place called?
Omega Mart. We went to the Meow Wolf exhibit at Area 15. It was very, very cool. Highly recommend. I'm just gonna throw this out there, kids. If you're going there, do not take shrooms. This is not the place for that. It is sinister and fun for sure, but it wouldn't have been fun
Life
on the
lessons from
shroomies.
Hannah.
I didn't do it because I got in there and I was like, "Whoo, I made the right choice." But there were some people who looked like they had maybe gotten off on the wrong train station.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't be an enjoyable experience.
No, no, you got to be in the woods, just calm and quiet with nature.
I
And a
wouldn't
nice leaf you
know.
can pet. I wouldn't know either. I've read stories about it though. I've read a lot of books describe it pretty thoroughly. That's illegal. What are you talking
It's illegal. Don't. You
about? I
guys,
wouldn't
come on.
do. No, come on, come on, come on,
It's illegal, okay?
come on,
And
come on.
everyone knows all of the laws are morally correct.
Yeah,
All of
obviously,
them. Every single
every
one.
single one.
Morally just.
Mm,
All of them.
man. Yeah.
That's
Um, but yeah, that was what I wanted to cover this week. I don't have a whole lot more to add. I don't know if we did went short or long. I just got hyper and started talking about aliens, like my podcast zaddy Henry Zabrowski says, when you're talking about aliens, you got to just start talking real fast so that way people can't get away from you.
we probably should have actually put on our tin hats for this episode.
Oh man, I fucking made one the other day too.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Is there
Well, this
anything?
summer,
Oh,
yeah, for our summer
yeah.
series, like I was saying, you guys, we are gonna make some tinfoil hats. We're gonna have them on. We would love to see your pictures of you and your tinfoil hat.
Yeah,
Tag Tin
Kevin.
Hat Time podcast. Yeah, Kevin.
Fucking do it, Kevin.
Kevin, we know you're here, Kevin. We know you're listening. Because you're a supportive friend.
Yeah. Well, and we know Kevin loves Jar Jar Binks. All of those prequels, the Star Wars prequels are his favorite of all time. He told me, he texted me, and he was like, "Those are my favorite. Say it on the podcast." So
Yeah,
that's
let
what he told
everybody
me.
know that Jar Jar Binks is my favorite Star Wars character. My name is Kevin.
Yep, that's a direct quote.
That's what he said.
No one knows what we're talking about. Should we
No
end
one.
it?
Yeah, probably. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining us once again for this week's Ramble Fest of aliens. And like I said, this summer, I'm really excited to bring out my summer series of alien abduction stories. Please follow us on Tin Hat Time Podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts. We are on
Instagram.
Anchor. What?
Instagram. Follow us on
Oh yeah.
Instagram too.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just another call out, dude.
I'll post eventually.
Content. No, you won't.
Also,
But yeah,
please send us your stories. Email us tinhattimepodcast@gmail.com. Let us
yep.
know
And
anything
that's
strange and
Tin Hat
unusual.
TIN, Tin Hat Time. Yeah, and thanks so much for listening, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you know of a dope alien story that you would love to hear me ramble on about for 45 minutes to an hour, tell me. Slide into my DMs, bitches. I'm in there. I'm ready for it. Yeah. Slide on in.
You're just ready to receive, huh? Okay.
So,
Uh
all right.
Thanks again,
dude.
everyone. We'll talk to you next week. Okay, bye.